What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, everybody, check it out, man. Borderlands dropped this weekend, and to call this movie a absolute utter failure and a disaster of epic proportions doesn't do the loss justice. This thing is getting wrecked. This thing is getting obliterated. It is absolutely getting massacred out there at the box office, and it's crazy how bad this thing is performing. It's almost unbelievable that a franchise like Borderlands, with the amount of money that they spent on Borderlands and the people that are in Borderlands, would underperform this drastically until you start to understand exactly the thought process that went into this. Now, we discussed this on the Nightcap. We talked about it on the Nightcap that these clowns came out there and they didn't pay any attention whatsoever to what the Borderlands franchise was all about. Okay, they could care less. You can see right here. All right, let's start off with the budget. The budget of this thing was $120 million. Okay, $120 million. And they said it was heading towards a $10 to $15 million opening weekend. It didn't even hit that. Yeah, a worldwide box office for Borderlands came in at $9 million. $9 million. They spent $120 million just to make the movie. We haven't even gotten into the marketing yet. Just to make the movie, they spent $120 million. And if you build some marketing into this, let's say you cut that number in half and say, all right, they spent about $60 million on the marketing. You're still talking about $180 million spend. In order to break even, that means you need $360 million. Do you think they're going to get $360 million off of this movie when opening weekend hit $9 million? This thing is going to be the biggest box office flop of the year, bar none. Bar none. But like I said, they did this to themselves. And we were talking about it on the Nightcap. We said, hey, these guys are paying zero attention to what the audiences of Borderlands would really care about. Yeah, here's the interview, all right? I shared this on Film Thread as well. If you guys didn't catch Film Thread earlier today on Versus, I shared this. Check out what Eli Roth, the director of this movie, had to say about what he wanted to make in terms of a Borderlands movie.
Do you have a favorite Easter egg that's featured in the movie?
The answer is yes, I do. But yeah, it does differ. I mean, look, the games are the games and the movie's the movie. And that was one of the first things I talked to Randy Pitchford, the creator, about. I was like, I want to make a great, big, fun sci-fi movie. I want to do a mix of, Star Wars and Mad Max and Fifth Element and Barbarella and Blade Runner and Escape from New York. I want all of these things in there. I don't want to just recreate what's in the game. And he was great. He's like, go for it. The games are their own canon, and the movie is its own thing.
Y'all heard that, right? Y'all heard that. Oh, I just want to do all of these other movies. I want to do Star Wars. I want to do Escape from New York, Barbarella, The Fifth Element, Mad Max. Bro, how about you do a Borderlands movie? You know what I'm saying? Why would you go and take a franchise like Borderlands, which is currently on the list of best-selling video game franchises of all times? This is not some little small franchise. This is a top dog. This is a franchise that has sold millions upon millions upon millions of copies of its games. If you actually scroll through here, it's not at the 250 million copies, all right? That's for Mario and Tetris and Pokemon, Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that, right? It's not at the 100 million copies, all right? That's for all of these other Sims, Assassin's Creed, and all this Sonic and all of that, all right? It's down here at the 50 million. It sold at least 50 million copies, okay? There it is right there. Borderlands, all right? 85 million copies sold. A little bit behind the Wizarding World, Harry Potter, right? Just behind that, we saw how big Hogwarts Legacy is. Just a little bit behind that, above Mortal Kombat. This thing has sold more copies than Mortal Kombat of its game. And Mortal Kombat has had all kind of games. Sold more copies of Mortal Kombat, more copies of Halo, Just Dance, Animal Crossing, The Witcher. This is not some tiny franchise, in other words, is what I'm saying. And so you should be able to turn this franchise into a ton of bread if you do it right. But instead, you got $9 million worldwide. Why? Well, because I want to make Star Wars. I want to make Mad Max. I want to make all of these other movies. I don't want to make Borderlands. And this is the problem that I have with it. Look, I'm not even a big Borderlands fan like that, but I'm sticking up for the Borderlands fans that are tired, and all video game fans, really, that are tired of this bullshit. Hey, give us what we want. Give the Borderland fans what the Borderland fans expect out of a movie. You can't go wrong. If you give some fidelity and some authenticity to the original source material, how could you possibly fail? Yeah, you might not, like have an amazing movie blow the box office out, but you still will have a solid movie that honors the source material. This guy literally said, hey, I'm out here to do what I want to do. I'm doing Star Wars, I'm doing Mad Max, I'm doing all of this other shit. I'm doing Escapes from New York and Barbarella and The Fifth Element. I am not doing Borderlands. I don't want to do Borderlands. And then, the guy that created Borderlands, sure, whatever. All right, I'm getting paid either way. That's how he look at it. I'm getting paid either way. And that's the problem, because a lot of cats that come into these franchises, again, you guys know how I feel about DC, Star Wars. You know how I feel about these things. Like, pay some reference to the fandom, okay? The fans are the ones that built this shit. You wouldn't be shit. This franchise wouldn't be shit without the fans. So pay the fans some respect for once. For God's sakes, man, filmmakers, get out there and listen to the damn fans.
Really listen to the fans.
If you listen to the fans, you can't go wrong. All you can do is, hey, you know what? We did the best we could to make something that was authentic to the franchise. That's it. But see, that's not what these cats are doing. And this is what happens as a result. Nobody's happy. You didn't please the critics. You didn't please the audience. You didn't make no money. What did you accomplish out of your $120 million, Lionsgate? Nothing. You accomplished nothing but failure and embarrassment. That's what you accomplished. Congratulations, you played yourself. That's why I keep saying you gotta start listening to the fans. If you take on one of these big giant IPs that have all of this history, okay? That have all of this history, 85 million copies sold. If that's what you want to do it right. What's so hard about that? I just don't understand it. Why keep trotting out shit people don't care about? I was talking about this on Film Threat. The fact that Sonic, okay, when they made that little rat-looking Sonic the Hedgehog, they said, hey, you know what? If we don't do this right, regardless of what the story is, we got to get the look right, because that's important to the fans. The fans said, hey, this is important. We got to get the look right, because the look is vital. And if they didn't get the look right, nobody would have showed up. What did they do? They went back to the drawing board. They hit pause. They waited 6 months, and they came back with something that looked good. And then the fans rewarded it. They showed up. They turned out at the box office. They made Sonic the Hedgehog a huge success. They went on to Sonic 2. That was a success. And now we're getting ready for Sonic 3. That's how you do it, Hollywood. If you're going to take on a franchise, pay reverence to the fans that built the franchise up. Because we're the ones that's going to be the #1 supporters. And guess what? If you do it right, we'll drag all of our buddies in. Hey, man, I know you don't know nothing about this franchise because you really didn't rock with it, but they did a great movie. Why don't you come watch the movie with me? I guarantee you'll love it because they did it right. And that's what people are looking for. People are tired of these big studios taking over all of these franchises and just shitting all over them. People are sick of that. Even like the general normie can see, man, that it don't even look like something that would have worked for the franchise. Like, how did this franchise get so big making crap like this? Nah, this don't even seem like this was really about the franchise. This seems like this was about something else. Yeah, and then you get to articles like this, right? This is on IGN. With Borderlands 4 waiting in the rings, new Gearbox owner Take-Two plans to pursue growth opportunities. You see, growth opportunities. How about making something that works for the fans, okay? Forget your growth opportunities. Forget all about that. Make something that the fans want. But see, this is the problem. All they think about is the money, all right? Ooh, how much money we gonna make off of this? Instead of thinking, hey, how can we best honor the franchise that we just purchased? We own this franchise. We own Gearbox now. How can we make sure that we do it right? Instead of like, oh, we're so thrilled to have Gearbox in the family, so we can make a ton of money off of it. Instead of saying that, say, yo, how can we make sure that we do right? That's what the Hollywood studios need to figure this thing out. How can we make sure that we do right by our audience? Because we're the ones that ultimately are getting shitted on at the end of the day. All the filmmakers and all of these cats, they go out there and they made their money. Okay, Eli Roth made his money. All right, he made his bread. Kate Blanchett and, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, all of them cats, all right, they made their money. They good. They good. The fans are like, man, I've been waiting for a Borderlands movie forever and a day, and I'm not getting it. I'm getting shit instead. That's the problem. That's what pisses fans off. And then they're going to be talking about some video game fatigue or some bullshit, right? It's like they was talking about superhero fatigue. Oh, it must be video game fatigue. People aren't really into the video game. No, because you don't do it right. Why don't y'all go back to the drawing board and listen to the fans? Listen to the fans and you can't go wrong. I'm going to keep saying that to the end of my days. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Again, I'm glad that it failed because this guy came out there and basically said, I don't give a damn. I'm doing what I want to do instead of doing what the fans would expect. It's utterly disrespectful and you get what you get. At the end of the day, you always get what you did. But you guys let me know what y'all think. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.